What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the voice of Dominican boxing, and today we're going to be talking about Michel Rivera's recently PED positive test. I wanted to go live yesterday, but me and Michel, we were in communication. He had told me he was going to be able to hop on. He was like, "Listen, I want to clear my name. I want to explain stuff." And we were going back and forth as far as what time he was going to hop on, and then once we got the time settled down, you know, uh, I was getting everything ready, and then he hits me up kind of like last minute saying, "Hey, you know, it's still an open case. It's still kind of being investigated. It's nothing is set in stone. Uh, until everything is settled, I don't feel comfortable giving an interview. Once everything is settled, as far as what's going to happen, as far as what the commission is going to decide to do, uh, 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 you know, that's when I'll go on your channel and we'll talk or whatever." So I was like, okay, like I had no problem. Again, we kind of scheduled that interview last minute. And again, he kind of canceled last minute as well. But I understand his situation totally. This is his career, basically. You know what I'm saying? So the last thing I want is for him to come on my channel, uh, say something wrong or anything that hurts his case or whatever the situation is. That's the last thing I want to do. So once everything is settled, he gets his suspension or his fine or both or whatever, and we'll get into what possible penalties he's facing in a bit. I just wanted to just wanted to come and explain what happened and what first I want to get from point A to point Z. I want to explain everything, and and then that way people have an idea more or less what happened or what could have happened. And I'll let you guys, you know, from the information I provide, make you guys make your own assessment, whatever you guys think from what I said. And if you guys think he's a dirty cheat and a steroid user or whatever, cool. That's what you think. If you end up seeing what happened and maybe feel a certain way, like, oh no, maybe he didn't do it, or maybe this, maybe that. That's all on you. All I'm doing is, as an independent journalist, providing you with the information, letting you guys make your decisions. So I'm not here, as people were saying to me on the internet that I was capping for Michel Rivera, when all I was doing was just explaining what certain drugs do and what he tested positive for. So I'll wait for a little bit more people to hop on before I start my the explanation of what happened. But yeah, this is a terrible situation. It's unfortunate, especially considering how bad he looked. Uh, in that fight, he didn't look. I saw somebody tweet. It was like performing decreasing drugs. It was like another person was like, he should get his money back, or if he paid for PEDs and all that stuff. There was a lot of jokes online, and listen, when you test positive, uh, uh, those things are gonna happen. To be honest with you, those things are gonna happen, whether it's legitimate or not. That you tested positive, those are things that are gonna happen. But whatever. There's enough people on here, so I'll start off with the article that my man Jake Donovan, that's my brother, wrote on Boxing Scene. So I'll pull up the article, and we'll do a little bit of reading of it, and we'll break it down as we go along. So hold on. So, all right, boom, boom, boom. All right. So the title is Michel Rivera remains under temporary suspension by Nevada State Athletic Commission following positive drug test from Frank Martin fight. And so I'll just skip over to where. So he's tested positive for hydrochlorothiazide and triametrine. I'm probably pronouncing both of those wrong. Both are considered diuretics and largely identified as water pills. The combination of two help reduce fluid retention and reduce blood pressure. Now, I personally looked them up myself. So I'll pull up here what exactly what that article was referring to. So hydrochlorothiazide says this medication is used to treat high blood pressure, Lowering high blood pressure helps prevent strokes, heart attacks, and kidney problems. Hydrochlorothiazide belongs to a class of drugs known as diuretics slash water pills. It works by causing you to make more urine. This helps your body get rid of extra salt and water. This medication also reduces extra fluid in the body caused by conditions such as heart failure, liver disease, and kidney disease. Uh, yeah. All right. So that's the hydrochlorothiazide, what that does to you, and what's the purposes of those. And I'll get to why a boxer would use this, whether it be to gain an advantage or not. And triametrine, it's this triametrine is a type of diuretic, also a water pill that helps prevent your body from losing too much potassium, excuse me. It reduces the amount of water in the body by increasing the flow of urine, which helps lower the blood pressure. This medicine is only available with your doctor's prescription. All right. And by the way, both of these drugs are taken orally. Now, why would a boxer take such types of drugs? So the explanation of this is obviously it's for two reasons. A diuretic can be used for uh one, you're trying to make weight. So you could take these diuretics, it helps you urine, so it helps you get your water weight out. And if you're already dehydrated, that's very, very dangerous. Uh, so basically from what you can so yes, so basically so if a boxer's trying to make weight, taking these diuretics helps you urine and helps it get you helps you get more water out your system, so you weigh less, so you can make the weight faster, and that's an advantage. And the reason diuretics are banned mostly is for two reasons, and I'll get to the second reason in a bit. uh Mostly diuretics are banned is mostly to protect the fighter who's using actually. So these drugs are very dangerous for the boxer. It really speeds uh it, it speeds up your heart rate if you're dehydrated, but at the same time you're lowering your heart rate. And the reason your heart rate is going up is because there's less fluid in your body, so your blood is getting thicker, so your heart is trying to work faster to pump the blood faster. But you taking these uh, 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 drugs that are lowering the blood pressure, so it makes it dangerous. The second reason why people use diuretics is also to flush out their system. So basically, if you took an anabolic steroid, let's just say hypothetically, and you know, you're gonna get tested. You take these diuretics, it flushes out your system. Now the urine you're peeing out is all clean. It's all the urine that had the anabolic steroid proof in it are gone. So those are the two reasons why they're used. They're used, one, to help make weight, to flush out your system so you can get light, and they're also used for mask. Not I don't even want to use masking the right way. I want to use flushing out evidence. That's probably the better way of flushing out the evidence that you took a steroid possibly. So, as far as which one it was that happened, that I'll leave that up to you guys. But the reason why I want to discuss how dangerous that was, whether it was for if it was for making weight purposes, the reason why that's dangerous is because if he's taking this to make weight, meaning he had trouble when he couldn't get down and he needs extra assistance, meaning he was already dehydrated. So when you get dehydrated, uh, I'll just skip to this part. It says, at the same time, it causes your blood vessels to constrict, which then causes your blood pressure to increase. So this is something that your body does organically. Your blood pressure goes up. Your blood pressure goes up as you're being dehydrated. Now, if you're taking something that's making you more dehydrated and lowering your blood pressure, that is a very, very dangerous thing he chose to do. So, uh, uh, you know, I'm not condoning this at all, and we'll get to how I feel about it in a bit. So the possible penalties he faces is a 9-month suspension, meaning he will be able to fight in September. Will be the next time, since he last fought in December, because the suspension is retroactive. The case actually is being investigated. I don't think I don't think that this case, like the investigation, is going to lead to anything favorable to Michel Rivera. But in the article, it says Rivera and his team contend that he ingested the substances unwillingly after being duped into believing he was taking medicine and supplements. The claim has been met with sympathy, but it is unlikely to help reduce any forthcoming punishment, as all athletes are responsible for what enters their body. So yes, exactly. Uh, that is the position that the commission has always held the fighters to, is you're responsible for what goes in your body. And so I doubt that the investigation is going to lead to any kind of him beating the case, or him you know uh 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 reducing anything, at least maybe that I know. Maybe if and this is me just throwing it out in the air, maybe if his nutritionist or his trainer or his strength and conditioning coach or whoever gave him those pills go out and admit that they give it to him and admit that they tricked him. But nobody's ever going to do that, because then you're eligible for a lawsuit. So yeah, so he's the penalties he's probably going to face is a 9-month suspension with a 15% fine of his purse. And from what I understand, his purse was 200,000. So 15% of that will be $30,000, which is a lot of money. Uh, and there's honestly only three ways you can look at this situation. And again, I'm not telling nobody what to think, because at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So the first way you can think about it is that he was trying to flush his system out, that he had took some performance enhancing drugs, whether it be steroids or anything like that, human growth hormones, whatever. And he was trying to flush out his system what he took, so it doesn't come out in the test. That's one way of looking at it. So obviously he didn't test positive for the steroids because the diuretics flushed them out. So that's one way of looking at it, if that's the way you choose. The second way is that you don't think he was taking steroids. You just think he was cheating to try to make the weight. Again, even if he was just taking those pills to make weight, and let's say he knowingly took those pills, that is cheating. That is against the rules. And yeah, because Frank Martin had to make the weight. So if so another way of looking at it, if you don't think he was flushing his system out of any steroids, you can look at it as, okay, well, I actually agree with you, bro. Well, he didn't use steroids, but I do think he was trying to make weight in an unfair way, and that's why he did it. So that's another way you can look at it. And the third way you could look at it is what he said. Basically, Rivera's team from the article was claiming that he was duped into taking these pills and was told they were vitamins. So that's another way you can look at it. Again, I'm not telling nobody, how you should look at it or not. I know the guy personally. So it's a bit unfair for me to no matter what I say, people are gonna say I'm biased because, oh, you know him personally. He gives you interviews and stuff like that, and no matter what I say, people are gonna say I'm biased. The guy's never had a drink of alcohol his entire life. He doesn't strike me as the cheating type. He didn't perform like he took steroids. You know what I'm saying? And you could say Frank Martin was that good. And listen, and Frank Martin looked sharp. He looked sharp. He had great footwork, great angles, looked real good. But that Michel just seemed like he couldn't get off. He seemed like he was dehydrated. It seemed like he just couldn't get his punches off, even when there were punches to be had, because Frank Martin, although a talented fighter, is somewhat hittable. He's not exactly, Floyd Mayweather or Pernell Whitaker in the ring. And so I just felt like he didn't really get off any punches and was just resulting to that 1-2 and that 1-2. And especially that jab. He was really relying on that jab. And so, yeah, I don't think he performed as somebody who was taking anabolic steroids and was strong and, flushed out his system and now was getting in the ring with an unfair advantage. But again, that's me. You guys can think whatever you guys want. But that's basically the breakdown as to what happened. These drugs are specifically to make you urine, to take out, extra salt and water out your body. Again, You can either look at it three ways. He was flushing out his system of something that he shouldn't have had in the system. He was cheating to make the weight, so he was flushing his system out to make weight in an unfair way, or he was duped into taking these drugs. So those are pretty much the three ways. And I'm gonna open up the phone lines because anybody who wants to talk about this, give their opinion, and have a conversation with me. I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do that. So the link is in the chat. I'm gonna pin it. Hold on. Let me see if I can pin it. Give me one sec. And by the way, yes, I can confirm. I can confirm that uh Michel Rivera, even before this whole positive testing had come out, he was already leaving his team. He was in in Massachusetts training with Jermaine Ortiz's trainer. And if I'm not mistaken, one of my lives I had shared a pictures and of him and Jermaine Ortiz working out, because him and Jermaine Ortiz are actually really good friends. A lot of people don't know that, but so they're good friends. So he was out there training with him, kind of like, not saying he is going to train with them, but he's, kind of like feeling them out, seeing like, hey, let's see if I like this situation. So he was out there, and but now for sure he's definitely leaving that team, considering it, according to the article, he feels he was duped, that he excuse me, duped to taking these pills when he thought he was taking vitamins, So we'll see what comes of it, but I highly doubt that he would, whatever evidence he's able to present and I'm not sure what evidence could he present. I'm sure he doesn't have video footage of his trainer saying, "Hey, these are vitamins, just take them." And again, I highly doubt his trainer, strength and conditioning coach, nutritionist, whichever one who he claims gave it to him, is going to come out and say, "Hey, yes, I did that," because if they were to do that, they would get a really big lawsuit. And that's pretty much that situation. But again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody who wants to call in, just click that link, call in. You can express your opinion, whether you think he's a cheat and you want to go on the channel and say he's a cheat and this, or whether you want to come on the channel and say, hey man, it's messed up that his trainers tricked him. Whatever you want to express your opinion, that link is pinned to the top of the chat. You click that link, you come on my channel, and you say whatever you want. As long as you respectful to me, say whatever you want on this situation. Again, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I really was hoping I could get the interview yesterday, but again, I totally understood what Michel told me. He was like, "Hey, listen, it's still the case. It's still kind of like open. It's still somewhat, something's going on. I don't want to mess this up." So it's unfortunate I couldn't get the interview, but again, once everything is settled, he has agreed to come on the channel, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And if you guys are familiar with me and my interview style, you guys know I ask the tough questions. I never, no matter who it is. I asked Elvis about losing to Kenneth Sims. I asked Hector about people calling him a quitter. I asked Kenny Porter about why he stopped the fight against Crawford. Anybody, whether they Dominican or not, I'm gonna ask the tough questions. So once he comes on the channel, I'll ask all the questions you guys want and need to hear. But we'll see. We'll see when the Nevada State Athletic Commission decides to make an announcement as far as what his suspension is and what their ruling is. But again, I don't see him beating this case. There's no way. Again, there's probably only two ways he'll beat this case, and I don't think those two ways are gonna happen. One, he has video footage of his trainer, nutritionist, or strength and conditioning coach, whoever it was, that gave him these vitamins, these pills, telling him the vitamin. If he has video footage of that, maybe, which he doesn't. I'm I'm 100% sure he doesn't. And the second is whoever gave him those pills comes out and says, "Hey, man, I really wanted him to make the weight. You know, I wanted to get the money. If I didn't get if he didn't fight that day, I wouldn't got paid. You know what I'm saying? If he was to oh, I froze. What happened? Oh, yo, oh man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You know what? I'm gonna add you. What's going on, man? First of all,
what happened, man? I'm keeping respect.
Before I let you go off, hold on. Before I let you go off, what's your problem with me?
The question is, what's your problem with me? I didn't block you. You blocked me.
Yeah, the reason I blocked you is I don't deal with trolls, bro. If you want to have a conversation and we going back and forth, cool. Once you start trolling me, I block you. That doesn't go for you. That goes for everybody. So people been sending
I wasn't trolling you, man. I was just trying to have a conversation between two boxing fans from different cultures. You're from the Dominican Republic, and I'm from America. And there's a fight coming up between an American and a Dominican Republic, and you blocked me.
No,
discussing the fight.
You were in my comment section making fun of all this and that and this and talking shit about Dominicans, and I don't tolerate that. If you're respectful and you want to have a respectful back and forth, that's cool. You could have honestly, yo, Art man, if you would have hopped in my DM, hold on, you would have hopped in my DM, yo, bro, the Frank Martin and Michel Rivera fight's coming up. Come on my channel. We're gonna have a back and forth. Blah blah blah. It'll be cool for your channel. It'll be cool for my channel. I would have been like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not that guy, bro.
But I've never said anything derogatory to you. I've never said anything crazy about the Dominican Republic at all. I was just talking about boxing. You can't point to anything specific that I said that was offensive. I feel like, honestly, you felt guilty because you knew your man was going to lose and he lost. And you're like, okay, well, let me just block Art Man so I don't have to hear his FBA appreciation.
Listen. And the narrative that you try to put that Dominicans hate on Americans is not true. Yo, bro, I'm on these spaces all the time with Chicken Talk and I'm talk to Lefty and all these other FBA guys.
That channel doesn't mean that you are what they say, down with the blacks.
No, I'm not. I never said I was down with the blacks. I'm saying that I interact with all races and all nationalities, and I don't have a problem. I just want to understand. You go on my channel, you disrespect me and stuff like that, and I want to know. And I want to know why.
I felt slighted that you blocked me for having a conversation. Look, I've never met a Dominican person in my life. I'm from Minnesota. Never. Okay. I'm just saying the representation of Dominican Republic is not looking so good in boxing. Prime example, Hector Garcia basically saying, oh, you know, Meek Mill, the reason why I got knocked out.
What does that have to do with anything? That was all after I blocked you. So like you bringing that up is like it makes no sense.
For something that can be easily resolved, which is communication.
Not the thing is
against you.
I mean, the thing is that I listen. Once I feel like uncomfortable, I just block people. That I just do that with everybody. So once you start writing stupid shit, and I don't feel like you're on there to have a conversation. You know
what's your definition of stupid shit? Saying, hey man, FBA boxing is running boxing, because you sure did say Dominican was going to run boxing.
Okay, have I ever commented at you saying, yo, this Dominican about to knock out this FBA guy? Have I ever done that?
I don't know. I don't think so. And if you did, I would be offended. You know why?
Okay. Because all right. Well, what you find offensive may not be what I find offensive. You trying to create a race war and shit like that. And what happens is people see what your comments is, and then they automatically either misinterpret what you say and hop on my channel, hop on my Twitter, and start going, F you, you know, you're a racist and this.
You know what it is?
And what happens is you go to my channel, you go to my Twitter, and I never ever said anything racist, anything prejudice or anything like that. So when
I've never accused you of anything like that.
No, but that's my point. See, you don't realize that when you come at me with oh, this is FBA versus Dominican, you don't realize that there's other people, maybe your followers or maybe people who are not your followers,
But
that see that
what's wrong with
and
that?
automatically
What's
want to
wrong with
make
that?
this a race thing where it's like back and forth.
What's wrong with
Listen,
that?
hold on. The difference between me and you is
Go ahead.
let's go Dominicans. If you another race, cool. You're FBA, fuck everybody else. That's the difference between me and you.
Man, look, check this out. You have a Dominican Republic flag as your background. I have Malcolm X with an American flag in my room. So there's nothing wrong with being two different people from two different cultures.
No, and yes, you're right. There's nothing wrong.
Ring,
but you know when there's something wrong when you're trying to pit people against each other.
Goes into the ring, he represents America. There's nothing wrong. Hold on,
let me mute you real quick. Listen, my followers don't go on your channel and start screaming at you. Your followers do that to me. You don't know how many people I've had to block once we and you started interacting. So that's the difference. So you know what I did? I just blocked you, and that noise just simply started to go down a lot. And I'm like, okay, that was the cause of it. You were the cause of where all these FBA people were coming at me. And I'm like, yo, when did I say anything negative? And people were saying, yo, this dude is racist. This dude is that. And I'm like, all this started once you started being in my mentions.
You know why?
Because talking about me.
People notice a pattern. They're noticing a pattern.
Well, what's the pattern?
The pattern is you are blocking a lot of Black American people on Twitter.
No, you know what?
Come on,
yeah.
bro. Like,
just for that,
just for yourself.
Just for that, you getting removed, bro. You trying to paint me out to be a fucking racist? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Don't ever do that shit in your life, bro. I never ever, said anything racist on my channel or on Twitter or on Instagram. And I actually challenge anybody who can find something me racist about African Americans or just don't worry. Just go on all of my YouTube pages from the and all of my Instagram posts and all of my Twitter posts. Go on there. And if you can find something, I got $1,000 for you. What's going on, HLD?
What's going on, Joel, man? Let's get the topic, man. Fuck that fool. I'm sorry, with all due respect, man. We're here to talk boxing.
You good, brother.
You know what I mean? Hablando esa mierda con ese pendejo, man. That dude is a piece of shit. We all know it. Anyways, next. Yo, man, this thing with the Rivera thing, man. I know you definitely have more contact with him than anybody else up on here than I do. But he needs to just own it, take responsibility, regardless if it was intentional, not intentional. He hired these people. He should have vetted them. He should have known what they were gonna do. That's your responsibility as men. You know what I mean?
No, I understand what you're saying. But there's certain situations. Well, according to the article, and listen, if I'm him, I tell the truth. Whatever the truth is, you gotta say it. And you saying, oh, he gotta own up to it. And if whatever the truth is, according to him, Rivera and his team contend that he ingested the substances unwillingly after being duped into believing he was taking vitamins and supplements. All right. So now, if he believed that that's the truth, then say that. Say that.
Absolutely.
And you can own up to it and say, damn, I should have still been responsible enough to know what was going in my body and stuff like that. You can still say that, but to me, if that's what he feels is true, then that's what he has to say.
That may be the case, Joel.
If he was really using it knowingly, trying to cut the weight and saying he had trouble making the weight and he got desperate, then say that. But whatever his truth is what he should say.
Look, this is the way I see it, because I'm about accountability. I mean, I'm putting myself like I'm in his shoes. I'm about to take a vitamin stack that these guys gave me.
Yeah.
I know I'm the one who's ultimately responsible for what the fuck I drink. Whatever I induce into my body. So what's my job? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's this? What's that? You don't just go blindly like if your mother's giving you medicine. Tómate un poquito, nene. It's going to make you feel good. No, you got to ask these questions. What am I taking here? What are each one of these pills? Are you sure these things have been cleared that they're okay for me to pass the drug test? Before anything you do, you still have to take ownership responsibility from that. So I mean, yeah, maybe something happened to his effect, and hey, man, I mean, shit happens and whatever it is, but he's ultimately responsible for what's going into your body, and if he messed up in his vetting these people, making sure what they're giving them is what they're giving them, that's on him. Whether he was ignorant about it or not, he needs to understand that he's the one ultimately responsible for whatever they're giving him, and he needs to make sure of that. So I mean, I'm not hating on the kid at all, man. I love Rivera. He knows that. I'm just saying, the PR thing is gonna look ugly with, we don't want to see the T thing. We don't want to see whatever. Just, hey, man, like you said, the truth is the truth. Keep it there, whatever it is. Own up to the consequences. Nothing about it, and let's move on forward. You know what I mean? He was too big for that weight anyway, man. He's always been too big for that weight, 135, man. He should have been at 140 for a minute already. He's a big kid. So, hopefully it's just a stepping stone for the moment, learning lesson, and then really hire the real professionals that are out there that are known for nutritionists and things like that. So he can make weight, because he's a good kid, man. I know he's a good kid at heart overall in his life, and I wish him nothing but the best. But let's not make this you know what I mean. Let's not make this a comical thing that he's gonna, we don't want no crazy exaggerated stories or anything like that. Like, I just hope he keeps it truthful, like you say, own up to the consequences, and just, to his fans, yo, man, I'm gonna promise, I'm gonna make sure I vet these guys better, and I'm gonna use a different company that's known, amongst the circles that are the best, and that's it, and keep it moving. You know what I mean? I hope he just, because it definitely shows his performance that night, how he was, man. When I heard that he failed this drug test, it definitely implies where he was at, man. He was drained, man. He was just drained. He didn't have the explosiveness that he has, and the agility, and the stamina that he normally, shows throughout a 10-round fight than when we've seen him before. So it definitely shows that he was definitely on the downside health wise with
Okay,
this
okay.
fight.
Let me ask you a question. Do
Yeah,
you think? Do you think? Because again, this you obviously don't think that. Well, I don't know what you think. So this pretty much three ways I think people can look at this, and you tell me where you fit in it. Do you think one, he was flushing out his system because he had some steroid in him, or at two, did you think you don't think he was flushing anything out? You just think he had trouble making a weight, and he knowingly took these pills, or do you think that exactly what he said is what happened? That he was told there were vitamins, he got water pills, and and then
I'm
that's
between
like,
the both. I'm not
which
think
one
I
do
don't.
you believe?
The last two that you said, I don't think he was taking steroids. No, let's clear that right out right now.
Okay.
What he was taking is a diuretic. Those who are gym rats understand what it's for, and that's what he was doing. It was to cut weight. That's what it's
So,
that you're
so
not gonna flush out. You're not gonna flush out anabolics with that shit. You're not gonna get that out of your system that way. No. So those who are not educated need to educate themselves about the use of steroids and TRT and HEH and whatnot, whatever else he may be taking. But what he was taking, I mean, he definitely he was having trouble making, to make weight. And whatever the story is between the latter two that you said. He hired these people because he knew he needed to make weight, and he
which
knew
one do
that.
you lean towards? Which one do you lean towards that he was told it was vitamins, or do you lean toward my bad, or do you lean towards hey man, I knew
I
I was gonna make the weight. They told me these pills are illegal, but we're gonna get away with it, and he still took it.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? I am going to, unless because we don't really know much,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give him that benefit of the doubt. But he knew that he was struggling to make weight, so that's why he hired these people. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't know nothing of the young man to 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 show me that he's on that type of bullshit of a person. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for now. I don't know what the whole details. We all don't know. And so I know him before I know everybody else that is going to come out in whatever the news reports are going to be. So I'm going to take his word, and I hope that his word is what comes out to be. But regardless of the fact, I put this behind him as soon as possible, and let's fucking move forward. You know what I mean? Own it, whatever the consequences are. I'm sorry, it shouldn't have happened. I'm going to do better, whatever the fuck it is. And then, yo, man, let's get back to that gym and let's start working on getting better again. That's it.
Yeah, man. I totally agree with you, man. Thank you so much for the call, man. I appreciate you. And by the way, you Puerto Rican, right?
Ya tú sabes.
Yeah, so he's not even Dominican. So the people saying, that Puerto Ricans and Dominicans don't get along, my man, he came on, he said his piece, and we good, man.
No, man, no, bro. Let's
No, tú sabes
that's
lo
old.
ignorante, lo
That's old school
ignorante.
shit, bro. That's all old school shit, man. That's the same thing with Puerto Ricans and back in the day with Mexican, bro. That's all old school stupidity shit,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
I
Yeah, man.
got Dominicans in my family, I got Mexicans in my family, I got blacks in my family, I got Chinese, German, Polish, Native American, man. Let's
Yeah,
talk
we
about that
good. We good.
bullshit,
No, no.
bro.
I just wanted to clear that up. But no, I appreciate you giving me the call, man.
I had to, man. I just wanted to. That guy left me a bad taste in my in my mouth watching
Nah,
him
you
on your
good,
show,
man.
man.
Yo, that dude has been hating on me for a minute. I don't know if somebody that looks like me took his girl or something like that. I don't know what it is, but ever since I've been at this, he's been coming at me on Twitter, coming at me on his YouTube page. Maybe it's because I've been doing this a lot less than him, and I got more subscribers than him, that he feels, he has to attack and he's hating
The
on
young
me.
man lives in a bubble, Joel. He
I'm
lives in
like,
a
yo,
bubble.
bro, like I don't care. Then he tries to paint me as a racist.
Right.
Like,
It's a bubble, man.
bro,
He
I'm
lives
from
in a
East New
bubble.
York, Brooklyn. Like you get what I'm saying?
Hablando mierda, no sabe, bro. Don't, hey, man, forget
For
about it,
sure,
man.
man. Nah, but I'm not. That's the last person I'm stressed about. So, yo, I appreciate the call, my brother.
Absolutely, Joel, man. Te cuida, hermanito. Good job on the platform, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. If anybody else wants to call in, again, state your opinion, whether you agree or disagree with what was said by what Michel Rivera said, or whatever you think about this situation. If you want to call in, talk about, you think he was, flushing his system out or trying to use something to mask, or do you think he was, flushing his system out to try to make the weight in a legal way, or whether you think he got duped. Whatever your opinion is, call in. Definitely give your opinion. I'm all for that. This is definitely an open platform for anybody. But yeah, no, it's a sad situation though. Cause how old is he? I think he's 24. Let me see how Michel Rivera. Let's see how old he is. Because the thing is, in boxing, man, it's not like the old days, like, where you could just, all right, don't worry about it. You're gonna fight 3-4 times, and all right, that suspension is still, but like I feel like it's gonna be very hard for him to get back on top. It's gonna get hard for him to get on these rankings, because now all the sanctioning bodies are gonna remove him from the rankings, and not only on top of that, he's at the back of the line. He's gonna be inactive for how long? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's 24 years old. Wow, he's young. He's young, so he has time. But to be honest, for him to get a title shot again is gonna be 3-4 years. It's gonna be like 3-4 years, man. It's gonna be a while. All right. So Randy says, when people use diuretics to mask steroid use, it's used during training camps when they are cycling off. He wouldn't use it so close to the fight if it was used to flush the steroids out. Okay. Yeah. There you go. There you go. That's very interesting. My man Benji, shout out to you, man. Best boxing media in boxing. Broadway Joel going places. Shout out to Benji, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's gonna like Michelle's gonna have a steep hill to climb. Because not only is he gonna not fight until November, I mean, excuse me, September. September is when his suspension ends. That doesn't mean he will fight in September. So he's probably not going to fight until like November. If I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong on this, you have to reapply for your license after your suspension is over. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's correct. So he's going to have to reapply. Probably not going to fight until November. This is after fighting 3 times last year. He fought Adorno last year, Jerry Perez, and Frank Martin. So you go from fighting 3 times last year to losing all that momentum. On top of that, you coming off a loss and a steroid, well, not steroid, a PED suspension, and then you're only gonna fight one time next year, and it's not gonna be like, oh, he's gonna get Pitbull Cruz, or he's gonna get, Matias. He's gonna fight, somebody lower level, and he's all the way to the back of the line. His pay is gonna be decreased. His notoriety, his buzz is gonna be a lot less than it is right now, and his reputation is ruined unless he beats this case. Which again, I don't see any which way possible he beats this case. Unless he beats this case, his reputation is always going to have an asterisk next to it. Even if he goes the rest of his career is never testing positive, people are always going to be like, well, he had that great performance, but was he juicing? I don't know. He tested positive before. Maybe he just got away with it this time. And people are going to feel justified in that opinion that they have, due to the fact that he tested positive before. So it's that's, when you make your bed and you lay in it. The only thing I can tell Michel, if he's listening, is you got to roll with the punches, man. And take this as a learning experience. Now the only vitamins you take are the ones you buy in the pharmacy, and they're in your house, and you're taking them in your house where there's nobody doing swaps or anything like that. And that's the learning position that you tell me what I need to take. Oh, I need to take potassium. All right, I'm gonna go to Dwayne Reed, Walgreens, or Rite Aid, or whatever pharmacies around me, and I'm gonna buy potassium. Oh, what I need vitamin C or vitamin D or whatever, iron. I'm gonna go to Dwayne Reed and buy my own vitamins. That's the only way I can be 1,000% sure I'm not gonna test positive. That's it, and never take it out your house. Don't take it to the gym. Don't do nothing, because then you start thinking like, yo, that guy was by where I leave my medicine. I'm not medicine, my vitamins and this, and just leave it in your house. That's it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve, and it's a tough way to learn. But you're in the situation. There's nothing you can do about it now. Just try your best, to live your life and move forward with it. All right, looks like nobody else wants to call in. Matter of fact, I'll give you guys another 5 minutes. I'll finish the show at 1. I'll give you guys another 5 minutes in case anybody else wants to call in and express their opinion as to what happened in this Michel Rivera case. Just click that link, call in. I'm definitely willing to give you guys the platform to talk about it. So, nah. He said, Broadway, what Conor Benn took, is it worse than what Rivera took, or is it the same thing? Let's Google right now what Conor Benn took. Because if I'm not mistaken, he took like some kind of like anabolic steroid. Hold on. Tested positive for a female fertility drug, clomiphene. All right, what is clomiphene for? Yeah, he claims it was something contaminated or something like that, but let's see. I don't know. My computer's like acting a little slow. Oh, hold on 1 second. Benji, what's going on, my brother? Hey, Benji, you there? I can't hear you. I don't know if you're there. Yeah, I can't. Oh, I hear you now. All right, all right.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
What's good, brother? What's going on?
Not much. Want me to put you on cam? Oh, nah. All right. Yeah, man. What's your thought on this Rivera situation? He tested positive for 2 diuretics. What's your opinion? Do you think he was trying to flush some steroid out his body? Do you think he was, purposely trying to,
we don't know.
legally, or do you think he was duped?
Hey, you're not duped, right? There's culpability. Nobody forced you to take it, so there's culpability, and you got to take it. You know what it is, what it is. But um, nobody could say whether he was or he wasn't. There's, the whole cycling on and off steroids is a lot more intricate than people think. Um, you know, essentially when you're in camp and or when you're training and you're in steroids, and if that's the road you're taking, you have people testing you. They're testing your levels for your elevated testosterones and estrogen and so on and so forth. And as they're cycling you off, they put you on diuretics, and they're continuously testing you. And if if the time comes for, if you're getting closer to fights or whatever sport you're playing, you continue using those diuretics to try to flush out your systems. And it is what it is. Like, it's a masking agent. And whether it was to flush out his system or not, or whether it was part of making weight, part of making weight is part of your job, right? Even if you weren't using it as a PED, but you were using it to shortcut, weight making, you're still taking a shortcut. And ultimately Frank Martin busted his ass and made the weight the right way, and he wasn't taking nothing. And whether we want to say he was using PEDs or not, that's not on us, right? Ultimately, that's on the commission to decide how to punish him.
Okay.
As a fighter, you gotta accept that, right? If you try to take a shortcut, you got to think of it like this. Even if you're not using PEDs and it was just a diuretic, it helps you in that you don't have to work as hard and bust your ass to make the weight. Right? You come in, you use a diuretic, you get rid of all the water from your system, and then you rehydrate the next day. So you're not as exhausted as the next guy who's running miles in a sauna suit and doing all that stuff.
No, it's definitely, if he knowingly did it, and that is definitely, well, whether he knowing or unknowingly did it, is definitely an advantage that you have this, water pill that's making you pee your water out, as opposed to you running and going in the sauna and doing all stuff like that to make the weight. So it's definitely, he definitely has an advantage. But to be honest, if you're taking these drugs while you're already dehydrated, you're doing yourself a very big disservice. But I have left. No, go ahead. My bad.
I remember at the Nate Campbell fight for Joan Guzman, he was working so hard to make that weight that he peed blood. And I was like, bro, like, this is not okay. Like, we had to hold him up on the scale. So this dude was not like, and I could have, people could have just fed him a water pill. Fuck it. You see what I'm saying? So
I know. Yeah, I got Lefty on. Lefty, what's going on, my brother? What's your opinion?
What's good?
What's your opinion?
I just got on to say I didn't want to talk about the PEDs, but I just want to say fuck Art, man.
Yeah, man, fuck that dude, man.
And you going to Minneapolis soon, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see if he got that.
Let's see if he got that same energy. Let's see if he got that same energy.
Which I doubt he'll even show up.
Yeah, if I'm
he got everybody from Chicken Talk blocked. You're talking about you got black people blocked. He got every black person from Chicken Talk blocked. Fuck that dude, man. Coward.
Yeah, nah. He's a fucking clown, man.
And the reason we say that for y'all that don't know, he spent years talking shit to everybody online. When we all showed up to the fight in Minneapolis, the motherfucker called off sick. He called off sick. That's the type of dude that this dude is. He talked all that shit to everybody, and when we all showed up for the Fulton fight, the nigga talking about he's sick, he can't make it to the fight. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he may be sick. He may be sick on the 25th as well. I just have a feeling he's gonna get sick around that time as well. But yeah, like yo, Lefty, as pro black as you are, you would have been checked my ass had I has said something negative towards black people or tweeted something black, negative. Like we've never had a situation where you had to correct me of what I was saying or disrespecting or saying anything racist. Am I right? Left. It's just making me look bad. He just got quiet. Nah, man. But no, but Benji, since I got you on, I'm gonna be out there in Minnesota. Oh no, Left, you back? Left, are you back?
No, Tay was calling my phone. I had to reject the calls because I couldn't say nothing. But no,
Yeah, cool.
no, you haven't. That's my point. You do the same thing that he does, which he supports Black American fighters. You support Dominican fighters, but he want to make it out to seem like it's something that it's not. He's just looking for a war, somebody to latch on to build up his platform. Like I told you yesterday, I've never seen you interact with this dude. I was watching this live yesterday, and he just going off on you for no reason. I've never even seen you interact with the dude on Twitter. So he got deeper problems, and his problem is he's a bitch. That's his main problem. Talk shit, then hide. And I didn't even have no problem with him until he hid. After all that shit he was talking to Round Boy, we showed up. Round Boy showed up to Minneapolis, and now you want to hide talking about you sick. I can't deal with no motherfucking cowards, man. You got to stand on everything you say. The same way you are online, you got to be that way in person. Man, I think Broadway went off. But look, I got to
This beef getting real. Call.
Yo, all right, I'm back. That was weird. I just
Yo, you coming to Minneapolis?
Yeah. I land on Friday.
That's what's up. Yo, listen, I regarding this guy, I don't know what he did or he didn't do. I just think it's important, my opinion. If he's my fighter, I'm like, yo, listen, we got to get ahead of this. We got to just apologize and turn the page, bro. And because nobody want to hear excuses and justifications, just accept it. I did it, shouldn't have done it. My bad. Even if he didn't know, whatever it is, I'll let my actions talk for me, and that's it.
Yo, I don't know what the hell happened. That that shit went crazy, man. That shit is crazy. I'm back though. I'm back. I have no idea what happened. I'm good though. I'm back. The people on my panel left, unfortunately, but I can't expect them to stay when I'm freezing and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I probably went on longer than I was planning on anyways. But I appreciate the support. Everybody hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Again, this stream has been, is if you were confused as to what happened and what exactly he took and why would he take it, and this is a good stream to understand everything. You know what I'm saying? Also, what's going on. We talked about the Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to investigate. We talked about how Michel Rivera, claims he was duped into taking vitamins and took these water pills. We covered all that. People came in, called in, gave their opinion. So I'm here with all that situation. This is definitely a good stream. If somebody is uneducated and wants to learn about what happened in that situation, this is a good stream to send to your friend or something like that. If they're confused as to what he took and why would he take it, and what was the process and what could have happened. All right, I got Benji back. What's going on?
Hey, what's good, brother?
People that don't know, this is Elvis Rodriguez's manager. So yeah, I will be out there in Minnesota. I land on Friday. I'll be there at the weigh-in and at the fight as well.
Okay, that's what's up. Listen, what I was wanted to say about Rivera was, it's not about throwing him under the bus or anything. If he was my fighter, I would just be like, yo, listen, let's just own up to this. We made a mistake, and let's turn the page. Let my future fights do the talking for me.
Yeah,
that's all you got to do, bro. Just don't try to justify it. Don't try to excuse it. Don't try to, just be like, yo, listen, I'm gonna prove to y'all that this had nothing to do with who I am as a fighter. That's what my future is gonna show you, yo. And that's all you got to do, yo. Go take a fight, a decent fight with a decent guy, beat the shit out of him, and prove that had nothing to do with who you are.
Yeah, I mean, we living in a world where people move on pretty quick. Like, look at Canelo. Although some of his most staunch haters bring it up, but most regular boxing fans, they just kind of just gloss over it. They're kind of like, whatever happened, he hasn't tested positive since, whatever. So I don't think this is a hurdle he can't get over, but I do think that him not being a super popular fighter and being Dominican, I feel like now he's gonna go back into the back of the line. Like, I feel like it's gonna take 3 to possibly 4 years of him consistently winning before he gets a title shot. I don't think that this is a 1 year, 2 year fix. This is.
I think it could be a 1 year. It depends how he goes about it, right? If he starts, it depends how they try to build him back up. But if he comes back and starts beating, legitimate guys, then he shouldn't have a problem. It shouldn't be 3-4 years.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I tend to worry about what his opportunities are since he's Dominican. I'll be honest with you. If he was Mexican or American, I would be a little bit more comfortable with saying, like, they'll just develop him back and they'll throw him on TV and he'll get a title shot in the next year or two. Since he's Dominican, that worries me, to be honest with you. Same way I'm worried about Puello getting the decision over Rolly. Like, that worries me. So
you gotta go in here and perform. That's all it is, And that's all people can really judge you on.
Talk to me about Elvis. How's he looking in the gym?
He looks great, bro. He looks great. He's ready. He was actually a little bit ahead of schedule in his weight, so we had to hold him back a little bit. But he looks great. He's sharp. He's ready. He's hungry. He can't wait to get back in there. He's excited. It's been a long time, and he's ready.
And from what I understand, this fight is for an IBF regional belt.
I think it's like an IBF Latino or something like that.
Yeah. So will there be a rehydrate? Like, he can only gain 10 pounds the next day? Is that clause still, or is it, since it's a regional belt, it doesn't count?
I actually asked. I reached out to promoters to see if it was they weren't sure, so they're supposed to get back to me. I guess when we get out there, we'll find out.
Yeah, that's something that you can even find out the day of the weigh-in, and and it's not a big deal whether you find out now or you find out the day of the weigh-in. Is as long as you know beforehand, that's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he's ready, man.
No, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. It's been a while since we've seen Elvis Rodriguez in the ring. He's a knockout artist. He comes to fight. I've never seen a Elvis Rodriguez fight where I wasn't entertained. So I'm looking forward to this fight a lot. I really, really am. And I'm glad he's coming back. I would wish it wasn't in Minnesota. That's the only reason why I'm going over there.
And we appreciate the support.
Nah, for sure, bro. Like, if like I gotta support Elvis, man. Honestly, had Elvis been a little bit more active and maybe he was getting the proper promotion I feel he's getting, I would have been like, yo, Benji, I'm just not gonna make the trip, bro. It's too much for me. It's February, it's Minnesota, I'm not gonna go. But the fact that I've been uncomfortable with how many fights he fought last year, how he's been promoted as of late, I'm like, I want him to get as much exposure as possible. So I'm gonna take the fucking trip. I'm gonna suck it up and I'm go out there. I got some Dominican boxing shirts for you, for his mom, for Freddie, for him.
Hey, there's actually the first. It's the first flight that his mom has taken. It's his mom's first time in the United States, and it's his mom obviously watching him for the first time as a professional.
That's so dope. That's so dope. I was talking to Elvis yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I was like, bro, he doesn't understand how happy I am that his mom is gonna be there. He probably just looking at it. I'm like, nah, man, that's dope. A lot of these Dominicans, Hector and Puello, when they fought and they won their titles, they had no family there. You know what I'm saying? I think Hector had his brother because Hector's brother lives in the United States, but for the most part, they never have their family. The fact that his mom is going to be there, that made me very happy.
Yeah, he's excited. He's just so happy to be back in that ring. He's excited. That's his home. That's his canvas, and that's where he paints his art. So he's happy to be back in there and just in front of the fans and televised, and he can't wait to put on a show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a big knockout. I don't want to see him win by decision. I want him to knock this motherfucker out. I'll be honest with you, because
he's not looking to make a statement. He's looking to come out and look great, and he's ready for all 10 rounds. If he knocks the guy out, he knocks the guy out, and that's what he's looking for. Ultimately, you have to look spectacular and you have to win.
Oh no. For sure. I mean, hey, that's what sells tickets. That's how you get the looks from the promoters and the managers and then the matchmakers and everybody in the business is, you got to make a statement, and
you got to make a statement. You got to make a statement, and if you want to get that big fight, if you want to get that title shot, you got to come in, make a statement, and show the world that you're ready for that and that you deserve it, and that's all it is.
And after this win, he should be ranked in the IBF, which puts him in position to possibly fight in the winner of the main event of Subriel Matias versus Jeremias Ponce, which excites me a lot. That the thought of Elvis fighting Matias, if Matias was to win, excites me a lot. I think that's a fight that it's gonna be as entertaining.
It's a fan-friendly fight. I think it's just a shame that it's one of those fights that is gonna be exciting, and there's gonna be a knockout. But it's not gonna get the fanfare and the publicity, and they're not even gonna get paid what they deserve for a fight like that. But regardless, that's what we're heading for. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking past Adorno. That's who we want.
For sure. Let's knock this guy. That's why if you realize when I interviewed him, I didn't ask him, yo, how do you think you fare with the winners or anything? That's why I ain't suggest none of that. I just kept my questions about Adorno and left it at that. You know, I was telling, you know, keep focus on the donor. And he was telling, and I liked his answer. He said, listen, every fight that I have next is the most important fight of my life. So he has that mentality too. Like, no, the next fight, I'm focused on this, and then so on and so forth. But winning this fight opens up the opportunities where, okay, now he gets to fight everybody. He gets to fight people who are ranked in the IBF and move up that ladder if the champion doesn't want to fight him directly after, you know?
Yeah. Look, regardless of who's famous and regardless of popularity and regardless of what anybody may think, regardless of your opinions of Elvis or Matias or whatever, styles make fights. Elvis and Matias, if they both look spectacular on February 25th, Elvis Rodriguez versus Subriel Matias is a spectacular fireworks fight. That is one of the most exciting fights to make in boxing, stylistically.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. And if that fight were to happen, it has to happen in New York City.
Absolutely.
If they throw that fight in Minnesota, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even going to finish that sentence. But I will be very disappointed. I will be very disappointed, and I will voice my disappointment. Probably every day on my YouTube channel, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook. I'll make a fucking Twitch account just to complain. So that's the way I feel about it. Nah, for sure. That's a fight that has to be in New York. Even if you don't want to make it a main event, make it a co-main. But I know that fight is explosive,
Yep.
and that doesn't go 12.
Guaranteed war. It's a guaranteed knockout. It's a spectacular event, and you know, it's the fight that I hope fans start clamoring for, and that the promoters start pushing, because that is one of those fights that you will remember. So
no, and they're fighting on the same card. He's fighting for a regional belt. He's fighting for the real belt. You know, the stars are aligning, whether they did that on purpose or whether that's just happening, situationally. Hey man, whether they did it on purpose or it was just something organically, it happened. And now after he wins, again, this is a conversation between me and you. Don't tell him this. After he wins and Jim Gray goes to interview him, whisper in his ear, the winner of the main event, the winner of the main event. I'm ranked in the IBF now, the winner of the main event. And boom, and then we'll see. And I'm actually really looking forward to that main event. That I'm predicting that's going to win fight of the year. That's going to win fight of the year.
I have a feeling that fight or Stanionis and Ortiz.
Yeah, Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz. Those are. I'm still leaning Ponce Subriel as fight of the year, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if Virgil versus Stanionis won fight of the year as well. But my prediction is definitely Ponce versus Subriel, and I'm glad I'm going to be there live. And
one of our main sparring partners has actually been Petrov.
Oh yeah, the guy who beat Subriel Matias.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So, look, we're ready for February 25th. You know, he has to put on a show. He has to impress the fans. He has to impress his mother. He has to impress everybody. Yeah. And then he has to, and then we got to just make the waves that we got to make to get this fight.
Yeah, hope he's been working on cutting off that ring, because that's what Adorno likes to do. Adorno likes to move and shit. So if he could cut off the ring, break him down.
Listen, he's in shape and he's ready. So
okay, all right.
No excuses, bro.
Yeah, no excuses for sure. But all right, yo, thank you so much, Benji, for hopping on. I'm about to end the stream.
All right, bro.
I appreciate that. I'll see you in Minnesota, and you hit me up anytime, brother.
Definitely. See you there. Take care, brother.
All right, see you there. Thank you so much. All right, guys, that's my live. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter @_BroadwayJoel and on Instagram, Broadway Joel. All right, guys, until next time. Peace.